So today, got my Vuzix out here in the shop, and what I want to do, I'm going to try to make a little jig to hold it, and the reason being is because I want to try to make a video where I'm able to actually record what a person can see, you know, when you're actually using the Vuzix Blade. So I'm going to see if I can set that up. Basically going to be just a simple little jig to hold it, so I can actually hold the camera at the appropriate angle, so you can actually see where, you know, and where any kind of image would be viewed, or how people would actually see it. And I think what I'll do too is like turn off the lights so you can actually see what it looks like in the dark, so what people would see as far as light wise. So let me see if I can get that set up. So just a little update. So I actually believe I destroyed my my upgraded Blade. I was out doing yard work and, you know, just doing some work around the house, and I wore them, and I actually had them charging while I was working, and basically sweat got on to the charging connector, and I, you know, was hearing this sizzling sound, and immediately I realized what it was, and I pulled the cord out. But just smelling the device, it actually smelled like it was burning. And basically I powered it off and on a couple times just to see if it was working, and you know, it seemed like it was working, but I figured that once it kind of settled down, it probably would give up the ghost. And I just tried to plug it in to charge it just now, and it doesn't seem to be responding. So that could be like, you know, probably $1,000 down the drain. But anyways, I still have my old Blade, which I can use. I just don't have the speaker functionality anymore, with the newer version being dead now. So anyways, won't shed too many tears over it. It's just a material device. And moving on. Alright, so here you can see me in perspective to where I'm standing, where my camera is, and then there is the Vuzix right here. So I'm going to show you two different, multiple perspectives on what it looks like on the Blade. So right now, I don't know if you can see the monitor, but I'm trying to get in here, and you can see right there, right here, you can see what kind of image you could see, and look at the distance here that I am away from the lens, and then also look at the angle. So let's see, pulling out a little ruler here, we're looking at, you're about 22 centimeters. The lens is about 22 centimeters away from the camera is about 22 centimeters away from the lens. And at that point, let me start over the video again. It's not a very long video, so you can't really see it. So let me start it over again. Okay. See if we can get everything back in position. It's taking for over. Okay. So let me move this back in position. So this is where the camera needs to sit, and I can actually see the actual image here. Now, bringing this back around again, you can see here that little bright spot there. That is what this camera is seeing, that little bright spot. But if you look at it from the perspective of where I'm standing with this particular GoPro, and look at the lens and see if you see anything, right? Now back here you see a little bit of a backlight, but you don't see an image. But from this angle, this is about 22 centimeters away from the lens, about eye level. On the monitor, you can actually see the image. Now, if I'm standing right here, I can actually see the image. If this was me and I'm looking, I would be able to stand at a particular angle, and I would see the footage as I see here. But as you can see, I'm right next to the camera. If you can see up here, and you see where I'm actually positioned, I don't see anything, right? Now watch what happens. You see the light. Watch what happens when I move. You see that? The screen went dark because you have to be set at a particular angle at 22 centimeters away from the lens to see it. But look, I go to the left and it's out. You don't see it anymore. You go back to the right. Let me see if I can get that closer. So I go to the left, you no longer see the light. When I go to the right, you see it. And then when I go further to the right, you no longer, let me see. You kind of, yeah, you do see it there. But like, I'll just pan the actual camera. If you could see that, you see, I turn this from here, you see it as I turn the camera, and then it goes away. So here, I don't know if you can actually see it with this GoPro. Yeah, you see how close I have to get with the GoPro here in order to see that image. So as you can see, so when people ask, you know, can you see the image? I mean, if you're standing in a particular angle, it actually looks like how a cat's eye would look in the night when a light shines in a cat's eye. It's kind of like that bright glare. But there is an angle at which a person can stand where, let me see if I can see it myself. And I think the actual footage stopped playing. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Now at this right here, if you look at where I am in conjunction to the actual glasses, I can look in here at this distance. I can read what's on the screen. Now it's backwards, but I can actually see the menu and see what's going on. Now as I back up, I can see that there's something there. I can see an image. As I come back this far, tap it again. Back here, I can still see the image. I can actually see the picture. I can see the video from this, but it's a small box. It's probably, if I was measuring it from this angle, it's about 1.5 centimeters tall and about 2 centimeters wide is what I can see from this angle. So if you have, like if you was wearing this out and someone is at this distance from you, right? So I'm about eye level with the glasses. I can see the image moving around. I can't make it out. Like if you don't know what you're looking at, you won't necessarily know. But since I know what this video is, I'm able to see that I'm actually walking outside and I see a tree. But I have to be positioned just so. As I move, it's like looking through a mailbox slot. The image disappears, or I'm looking at different areas of the image. I don't know. So look, yeah, this will be a good little example here. So as I move around the screen, you can see there's the image right there. You can see it clear as day. As I back up, you see, you still can see the image from this distance. Let me tap it again to light it back up. But so as I'm seeing it, it's just from this angle. With the naked eye, I'm not able to see that very well. And it all depends on what angle you are standing at from the device. Because if you're at the wrong angle, you won't see it. So basically, if somebody walks past you, there's going to be a glare. So now what I'm going to do, as these cameras are recording, I'm actually going to turn off the lights so you can see it more clear. You'll see it more vividly. All right, maybe that's enough. Maybe you'll be able to see it there. All right, if you look at it there, you can see a little bit of a glare and a glow on the lens. You can see it also in this camera. You see it's more pronounced in the dark. I'm going to turn all of the lights off. and then we'll see what the image shows. So you see how it's lit up in the dark. Let me tap it again. All right. So as I get up on it, this is how close I have to be, and I can actually see the image. But I'm probably about 20 centimeters or so to see it. But I am able to see something, a glare at this distance, which is probably, I don't know, about 2 or 3 feet. You can see that there's something there. And if the person is like maybe eye contact, maybe just a little bit above, above the image, they can clearly see that you're watching something. They won't be able to make out exactly what it is. However, when you shift from one side to the other, it just looks like a backlit lens. You don't necessarily see the actual video. Now, if you see here in this particular camera, as I get up on it, you see, I can't really make out what I'm actually seeing there, but you can see that there's something on the screen. You see the backlight. And as I come in close here, you can see that there is some kind of footage or image that you can see. Anyways, just a short little video about what you can see or what other people can see with the Vuzix Blade. All right. So that might help, you know, a few people in kind of giving them an idea of what can actually be seen. Let me tap that again. Let's see, is it on? Yeah, it's on. But you have to kind of, you know, you have to be at the right angle to actually see it. Otherwise, you know, like if I come in from this angle, I see the backlight from the projector, but I don't see an image. It just looks like a light. And obviously head on, if you look right here, you just see a light. You don't see the actual image. And I can even get closer and you still don't see an image here. If you notice, like from this screen here, where I am in relationship to the actual glasses, which, as I said before, this right here, touching the glasses, is about 26 centimeters. So at 26 centimeters head on, this is what a person's going to see right here. But when you shift over to that sweet spot, there you go. So there's the image. When I come over here to head on, that's what you see. When I come over here to this side, this would be your left. But when I come over to the right side, right there, you can see it. But if you look at me up here and then look at the camera that I'm holding right now and see it, you don't see the image from back this far. Like I'm standing back here and I'm looking and I don't see the image. But I'm above. When I lower myself, I can see it from this distance where I'm at back here. I can actually see the image. So let's back off this camera and see how far back I can be. So you can't make it out, but you do see that there, you can see that even, let's see how many centimeters this is away. This is about 80 centimeters and you can still see the image. You can't see it perfectly, but you can see it. And from straight on, even at this distance, which is probably about 6 centimeters or less. You cannot see it from straight on. It's just from the right angle. There's a right angle there. And let me see if I can measure that angle to see what exactly it would be. Let me see. I know I have something here that measures angles. Will I be able to find it? Let's try this little triangle. So from here, so if this is 45 going this way, and the lens is here, I don't know, maybe like 60-degree angle, give or take. I may not be measuring that properly, but it looks like at about a 60-degree angle to your right, you can actually, so at about a 60-degree angle from the right, you can actually see the image when it's lit up. So anyways, hopefully this will actually help somebody to understand and, you know, get the point in regards to how much of the image is viewable to other people.